Hi, my name is Amr Kamal. I'll be talking to you today about UNICEF. First of all, these are the topics we're going to cover. Who and what is UNICEF? What are our past accomplishments? Who are our competitors and the current issues being focused on? I'm going to talk to you today as human rights activists and prospective donators about everything we offer, and hopefully by the end of the presentation you will want to donate. This is Neji. She was born in Central Africa. Because of the lack of food there, most of the children there have suffered malnutrition, and she is amongst them. She was close to death, and she also saw lots of children around her, from her people she knows, dying or the same as her, close to death. But because of the intervention of UNICEF, we offered the food and drinks and medicine, and thankfully she recovered and she's looking better. Her parents even described it as a miracle. And now I'm going to talk to you about the history of UNICEF. UNICEF were created by the United Nations in 1946. So that was after the World War II. They thought that because after the war, lots of people needed help, including children who were homeless and who were in need of food. And then they became a permanent part of the United Nations in 1953 because of their success. They expanded their interest into education in 1961. So they didn't focus now only on food and disease. They wanted to get children educated, because lots of countries don't focus on education and don't have the resources to educate children. Then they received a Nobel Prize in 1965 for all their humanitarian work all around the world, including the US. They partnered and sponsored FC Barcelona in 2006, which is one of the biggest soccer clubs in the world. Their sponsorship is different. UNICEF doesn't pay Barcelona. Barcelona just wears the logo, and proceeds from the shirt and ticket sales go to UNICEF, which in turn goes to helping education and medicine and for preventing HIV and AIDS. Who are we and what we do? We are a worldwide organization dedicated to helping children. We've been helping children for over 60 years, and we've been successful at it. We've been donating to several countries who have been going through rough times over the years because of wars and because of famine and financial issues. UNICEF promotes girls' education because lots of countries don't believe that girls need to be educated, especially in Africa and some parts of Asia. So UNICEF concentrates on that, and they try to get more girls educated. UNICEF also tries to prevent the spread of HIV and AIDS. They provide medication, and they also try to educate people in poor countries about these issues, so they can avoid these diseases. UNICEF tries to provide a safe environment for children. In most places, especially in Palestine and Syria now, they are orphans and don't have parents to look after them. So UNICEF tries to put shelters over their heads and give them food, and they also try to protect children from abusive parents. Relieve suffering during emergencies. UNICEF also tries to manage emergencies such as wars and natural disasters. They send in care packages with food and medication to these countries like Haiti a couple of years ago, and now they're working on Syria and they're working on Myanmar. UNICEF is active in over 190 countries all over the world. They have been, and we're increasing, and we're getting into more countries, and we're helping as much as we can. Where does UNICEF stand? UNICEF is backed by the UN, opposed to our main competitor, which is Save the Children Foundation. Although Save the Children have been around for 30 years more than we have been, and they have been around since 1919, so they helped during the World War II and during the first two World Wars, and they are not government owned. As for us, we're government owned, and we have benefited 3.8 million from education kits. So people who don't have education, we send them books, and we try to educate them by sending them help. We have responded to over 200 emergencies all over the world, including natural disasters and wars. We provided most vaccines around the world. According to UNICEF.com, we have provided more than 50% of all vaccinations to children around the world. The current issues being examined by us are the conflicts in Syria. Lots of children are being left without parents and without homes and without food and shelter, so we're trying to help them as much as we can. Then we've got malnutrition in Central Africa. It's a dry and poor country, so they don't have food and resources, and lots of children don't find food to eat. So they die or close to death because of malnutrition. HIV and AIDS is very big, especially in Central Africa, because they're not educated about it, and they don't know how to stop it or how to prevent it. Then we have polluted water in Myanmar. The water is polluted with arsenic, and they can't drink the local water, so we're trying to get them fresh water or shipped to them so they can use the water. And there's the big issue recently with malnutrition in Yemen, because it's a poor country in the Middle East, and they've been suffering, and the government isn't really as rich as other Middle Eastern countries, so they can't provide for all the children. Finally, we've got child poverty in the US. According to census.gov, the estimated child poverty amount is 15.7 million children all around the US. That's from 2010. So, and it has increased to that amount within the last 10 years. These are the statistics, the current statistics. We've got 22,000 children that die each day due to poverty, which is drought, and nearly 1 billion people enter the 21st century illiterate because of lack of education in their country and funding from their governments. 1.1 billion in developing countries can't access water, and 2.6 billion lack sanitation. The number of children in the world are 2.2 billion, and the amount of that in poverty are 1 billion, so every second child lives in poverty. 15 million children are orphaned because of HIV and AIDS. Hopefully, with your donations and with your help, we can help to decrease these amounts, and with you spreading the word. So thank you. This is my presentation, and if you have any questions, you can contact these numbers for UNICEF, and the website this is the local website for America, and the global website is on UNICEF.org. Thank you very much, and you can go ahead with the questions.